Tunde, the tick over fight and perfectly executed, I guess, for you.
I told you, if the trader's fast, the fighters must be fast. Nah, I'm just happy. You know, there's a lot riding on the fight in terms of what was next, and I'd be lying if I was saying I wasn't focused on what was next as opposed to what we had in front of you. But what's next is what was driving myself and Anthony in training day in, day out. It's the hardest we've ever trained, and I think we saw that from the shape he was in and basically from the performance. He actually could have probably got him out there in the second round. I was like, come on then, we need to go home and get this fight cracking. But I'm happy, and I said to Stephanie Kokova, I think his name is, I said, well done, he's a warrior, tough. And you could, again, you know, you have two punches in there. Not many fighters who are about to fight for world title go in there against punches. But Anthony, again, is showing you that he's not scared. He's not scared. He's a fighter from top to bottom. And the funny thing is, punches can look good against someone who doesn't punch back. And when you're in there with Anthony Yarde, you're going to get punched back.
Was there any nerves then from you and from Anthony that, you know, when you have so much riding on a fight like this, that, you know, if you don't take your eye off the board or any misconcentrations along the way, was any moments where you were like, you had to really drill it to him, stay focused on this fight?
Never. Never. Go back and watch. It's on YouTube. The Box Nation interview. Sorry, I might not be able to say that, but the Box Nation interview we done, 8 years ago? Something like that. And I said the great thing about Anthony is he's someone that you don't need to motivate. He is self-driven, just like myself. And it's really a blessing when you have somebody that wants greatness, wants to train hard. You don't need to tell him, get up, go running, or, you know, I don't actually need to. I've never told Anthony stay focused because birds of a feather flock together, and he's a focused individual, and hence why he's here for the second time. Just an incredible story, an incredible journey. A young man with 12 amateur fights, within 4 years, fighting for one world title, now about to challenge for the unified. It's just, I can go on and on. You know me, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited.
Have you noticed a change in attitude since the Beterbiev fight was on the cards?
I kid you not. This young man, Anthony Yarde, he just doesn't bat an eyelid. He just knows what he wants. Like, I've trained so many fighters over the years, but this one individual is a young man that is just focused. Nobody needs to tell him nothing. I don't need to tell him nothing. Obviously, being who I am, I always do. Well, not always do, sometimes, but he's just a driven individual, and I feel that this is why he's here. This is why someone with still learning. You see, I told you, he's had 2 fights in 2 years. And in those 2 years, he's getting better and better and better. You saw tonight, we had a tough guy in front of us. The guy's tough. He took a lot of shots. But Anthony was cool, calm, collected, and yeah, exciting.
3 years on from when he was arguably seconds away from becoming a world champion, how much more ready is he this time around?
You can't buy experience. It's a simple answer. You cannot buy experience. You got to remember, we were like young. We're just like, you know, wet behind the ears, just rolling into Russia, Chelly and Big. So like, well, we're just gonna. Sorry, I'm using the terminology. I'm using bruv. we just rolled up to Russia. We just did a business. We didn't care. We wasn't composed as a team. You know, I built a young team. You know, only last year I brought in an experienced man in James Cook. So it was a whole experience, and that's why nobody blamed one another. Because like we sat down after the Russia fight, and it was like, I had to be strong and say, look, don't worry. These guys have got 200, 300 amateur fights. You know, they got so much experience ago, but we have got something. We just need to keep working, and our time will come. And thank God, we're here again.
Artur Beterbiev he's got a 100% KO record. He's known as a monster, but he has been put down before. Callum Johnson put him down.
Yes.
What's going to happen when Anthony Yarde lands on Artur Beterbiev?
Hold on. I'm going to keep saying this because it's like people keep trying to spin this narrative, and it's not me getting angry or anything like that, because again, lessons learned in Russia. You have to stay composed. But the narrative is this puncher, 18, Anthony has 22 knockouts. So we need to spin that narrative. We in England need to say that Anthony Yarde has more knockouts than he has fights. And he ain't fought. Tell me the puncher on his record that he's fought. Anthony went in there against an unknown puncher. Nothing on YouTube. Nothing on YouTube of him. Just one fight when he got early on in his career. And so the narrative is 23 fights, 22 knockouts. Don't tell me about no 18 and 18, because the numbers don't stack up. It's a numbers game. We got more knockouts than him, and that's the focus for me. We just have to focus on Anthony Yarde, Beterbiev, Mark Ramsey. You know, these guys, they're so experienced and they've done so much in the sport of boxing. But for me as a trainer and manager, I have to focus on what I can control in my space. And Anthony Yarde is a hellacious puncher who steps it up when he wants to step it up. So it's going to be fireworks. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
What sort of fight are you expecting? Is it puncher versus puncher in there?
Anthony is a boxer, puncher. You see tonight, Anthony can do everything. But again, Beterbiev, his record speaks for himself. His achievements, his accolades speak for himself. We're going to have to do what we always do, which is train to the best of our ability. Spontaneous combustion. I think that's the word, bro. That's the word. It's gonna be a great fight, but who knows? You know, Ant can box, Ant can fight, and anyone at the elite level of the sport can do everything. So you cannot just have one game plan. You can't say he's a that thing, punch against puncher, is really that you can't say that in this sport. Govostik, the former Olympic gold medalist and WBC light heavyweight champion, said that, in his opinion, after fighting Beterbiev is an overrated puncher and an underrated boxer. I'm going to say that again. He said he's an overrated puncher and an underrated boxer. So I'm not looking in this like just say he's like a puncher. I'm looking at he's a boxer as well. So we just have to cover every area and every game plan. It's going to be fantastic.
January 28th.
Get out, mate.
Yeah. It's gonna be training hard over that Christmas period. Any Christmas dinner on his plate this year?
Let me just advise any man. Family is everything. I'm not in this. We're not in the We're not. This ain't the war. You have to enjoy your family, even if it's for one day. You have to have a Christmas with your family, even if it's a one day. Even one day of eating turkey is not going to eradicate 364 days of training. So I hope Anthony enjoys his Christmas with his family that have been with him from day one, and then it's straight back into the gym. That same night, Christmas night, we're in the gym, we're working.
Lastly, what would you like to say? Anything you want to say to the fans about this fight and about what Anthony's going to achieve on January 28th, 2023?
First and foremost, thank God. I thank God that both fighters came out healthy, that they can all go back to their families, because, you know, this is just a sport. We don't want no one to, you know, get injured seriously. But so I'm happy about that, and I thank God that everybody came out good. You know, I shook the, you know, embraced the guy, and I said, "You're a warrior. You know, keep it up, keep going." You understand? And so I thank God first, and I thank all the fans. I thank Anthony Yarde for bringing me on this journey. He's a wonderful man who's his wisdom belies the age he is. And yeah, you can see I'm thoughtful. But I thank, it's always, for me, I thank God. I thank God because we work so hard. And the fans. Without the fans, we're nothing. So please get behind your man, Anthony Yard, January the 28th. That's a sellout. As soon as those tickets go on sale, that's a sellout. Because I know I got a lot of my mans, them, as we say. They're phoning me already on my phone. They're like, I want my tickets. So I think the British fans generally are great boxing aficionados, and they love the sport. So let's get behind our man. You know, he can do it. He's gonna do it. And yeah, I don't want to talk too much about the day. Let's just focus on the 28th, do the work, and yeah, dream it, believe it, become it.
Lions in the camp.
Lions in the camp all day.